Hello, writers! I cannot wait to brainstorm with you about what we're going to write today. Brainstorming means we just think of an idea. So, kind of like yesterday, you aren't going to be writing a whole paper like we usually do today. Today, we're going to brainstorm some true stories so that we can think of a couple ideas for what we want to write. And we'll write probably starting tomorrow. So, for today, what you'll need is a piece of paper and a pencil so that we can brainstorm with pictures and maybe a word or two. Let's think of 5 places you could be when you're writing true stories. Okay, we want to think of 5 ideas. That way, when we do start writing, probably tomorrow, you don't just sit there and say, I don't know what to write. Let's talk about where true stories can happen and when they could happen. Okay, right over here I have my board and it says true stories happen. Okay, let's look at my very first picture right here. It's a picture of a what? A car. True stories could happen when you're going on a trip. Ooh, let's think about where you could go. Tap your nose if you've ever been on a trip to Disney World. That's a pretty popular one. What about to Branson? I know some of us like to go to Branson. What about Worlds of Fun? You could have gone on a trip to Grandma's house or to visit another family member. Or if you've ever moved, maybe you used to live in one house or a city and you moved to a new one. That's kind of like going on a trip, except you're going to stay there when you get to your new spot. It's going on a new adventure. True stories could happen when you've gone on a trip. So if you want to write about that, that could be one of your 5 things to put on a picture and maybe a word or two down on your brainstorming paper today. Let's look at our next picture. Right over here, there's a what? A birthday cake. True stories happen when we celebrate someone's birthday. So maybe you went to a super fun birthday party one time and there was the best cake and there were the best presents and the best games and maybe there was a bouncy house. Could that be something you want to write about? You tell me. All right, what about down here? Oh, looks like I accidentally erased part of it. But over here I have a swing set. True stories can happen when you're playing outside. Could be at the park, could be in your backyard. It could even be at the playground at Union Chapel where we go to school, our school playground. Okay, so true stories could happen there. I know a bunch of friends who love to tell me all about recess. Recess stories are true stories. They really happened. You could write about something that happened at recess one time. I'm going to give you an example. One time last year, my friends from Miss Whitmer's kindergarten class last year kept asking me to come outside and play recess with them. And I told them, oh, it's so cold right now in the winter, but maybe when the weather gets warm, I'll come outside and play with you. So sure enough, one day when the weather was warm again, in February, I went outside and played with them, and we stayed on the swings. It was so much fun. That was a true story that really happened. I could think about the time that I played outside with kindergarten one time. Okay, another idea would be when maybe you went swimming or went to the pool. True stories can happen when we go swimming. Or if you went swimming in the lake or the ocean or a river. That would be another good true story to write about. Last but not least, I had one more idea for you. True stories happen sometimes when we are losing a tooth. Miss Whitmer's friends, I still remember one of my friends this year when she lost her tooth. She was so excited. And we didn't go up to the nurse. We just put it in a bag and washed our hands, put it in her backpack. It was very, very exciting. And I don't know what happened to it after that, but I bet she does. I bet she remembers it. Okay, friends. Here are our ideas for some brainstorming. Your job today is just to think of 5 things that you might want to write about. For example, I'm going to erase my board, and here's where I'm going to do my brainstorming. Am I writing anything today, really? No, I'm just going to think of what I want to write about tomorrow so that I don't have to start from scratch. Because the brainstorming, the thinking, can take a long time. So let's see. I think I'm going to write about that recess I got to spend with my friends last year on the swings. I'm going to say R-E-S, recess. What about, let's see. I'm going to write about the time we made applesauce. I could write about that too. So I'm actually just going to draw a quick little drawing because I don't want to keep you here for too long. I bet you're itching to get started already. And I'm going to write A-P-P-L-E, apple, applesauce. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more ideas. I could also write about the fall party. Remember, Miss Whitmer's friends, when we had the fall party and there was an assembly in our classroom and Austin volunteered, he raised his hand and they called on him and they recorded his voice and played it back for us in all kinds of different ways. That was so fun. I'm going to draw a picture of the smart board for our fall party because that was so much fun. I'm going to say maple space R-T-E, fall party. What's one more thing? I'm going to think of one more before I let you go to do this yourself. One more thing that we might have done. I really like specials. I'm going to write about something that the teachers did last year. Last year, on the day before fall break, we had something called Merry Quichemas, and the teachers got together in the library and we ate quiche, which is kind of like a pie made out of eggs. So I'm going to write Merry Quichemas and draw a picture of that quiche because it was so yummy and I got to eat it with Mrs. Nepper and Mrs. Battle and Mrs. Scott. All right, Merry Quichemas. Okay, those are only 4 ideas. I want you to try and think of 5 for yourself. Draw a picture and add at least 1 word, okay? At least 1 word for each one. So if I was doing my story about applesauce, if I think I want to write a true story about the time we made applesauce, did I just draw an apple? Nope, I drew a picture of an apple and I wrote the word applesauce. Okay, Miss Whitmer's friends, I want you to spell it just like you hear it, capiche? Perfect, just like you hear it. Don't worry about if we're spelling it right or wrong. All I care about is that you spell exactly what you hear. I can't wait to see your brainstorming, and we're going to write again so soon. All right, take care, writers. Goodbye.